StreamYard.
Good morning, everybody. It is Amy and Jamie for our coffee chat this morning, and I just rushed and made my very first cup of coffee. So we have our matching mugs.
Cheers. In 1 year. Vincent Van Gogh is here too.
Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
I don't know where he just jumped down. Of course, he has to sit on me before we're starting, but yeah, he has 1 ear, so hence his name. One of my Creative Warrior members.
I don't know that I knew that, Amy. That is hilarious.
Yeah. So, but we call him 1 ear. We've been calling him 1 ear for a couple years. We rescued him. He was a baby that lived in the woods, and big long story. But anyway, he's ours now, and he loves living inside. Doesn't have to fight raccoons anymore or anything like that. So he's good.
That is so awesome. You could call him Vincent. You could call him Vinny.
Yeah.
You could,
Yeah, I started doing that when we started letting him inside, because we had to have a heart trap and trap him and get him acclimated and all that. But then we were just so used to calling him 1 ear. So we call him 1 ear, but at the vet, his real name is Vincent Van Gogh. And I do call him Vinny once in a while.
That is hilarious. So if you're just popping on, I see some people coming on. Amy was just sharing with us that her cat's name is Vincent Van Gogh because it only has 1 ear. That is awesome.
Mm.
So, I don't know that we've ever talked about this, but I think I do know the answer. So inside my coffee mug today is pumpkin spice creamer.
I saw your post with pumpkin spice yesterday. I'm like, oh my God, you're so cute.
August 24th. It's like a national holiday for pumpkin spice lovers because apparently that is the day every single year, because it popped up in my memories that's the day that I go get. So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'll probably go someplace different today because all of the places now, like Dunkin' Donuts, we have a Big B, there's a little local place down in town. So all of the places probably are carrying it now because they want to try to compete.
I don't have a Big B. Obviously the Big B is a coffee place.
It is, but some Big B's have an inside area and they have food and coffee, and they're known for like their specialty lattes. They have like a teddy bear latte, and they, like I've been getting this one called a campfire latte over the summer. So it tastes kind of smoky and it's got,
that sounds good.
And the thing though is with most Big B's, they are drive-through only. And they will fit in like the smallest little space. So they're popping up all over the place. Like we actually have one going in like right around the corner from us.
Oh, wow.
And it's very close.
One in New Hampshire.
Yeah. I mean, they're so small. I think they're franchises, so but they have these, I'm trying to think of what they're called. They're like a bagel, but they're a sandwich. I think they call them a bragel.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a breakfast sandwich bagel thing. They're really good.
Yeah, we don't have the B, but we have Aroma Joe's. And I am literally a block away from Dunkin' Donuts. So when I take my morning walk, sometimes I treat myself and go to Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, so you can walk there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be kind of dangerous. All of mine are a little bit of a drive. Now that Big B that's going in, I could walk there, but it's like on a busy kind of, I don't know that I would.
Yeah, don't risk it, Jamie.
Before.
Don't risk it.
So we're like off in our own little coffee world talk here about, so we've got Jamie popping on. She's already told me that her job today is to try to make us laugh. So we'll see.
That's great. I love to laugh. Thank you, Jamie.
We'll see what expression she comes up with, because that's usually what makes us laugh.
And I gotta do a shout out.
Friends.
That's so sweet. I'm gonna do that. I gotta do a shout out to Diana, because she makes me laugh every time she comes on here. She always has something funny to say.
Yeah. And I see Susan popping on.
Hey everyone.
Jamie says it's way more creative than her cat names. Okay, Estella is my new favorite friend because she says pumpkin spice is life. Estella, we need to be friends. So Jamie says she's getting a Big B. So I don't know if they're just kind of Midwest, kind of located or like where they are. So Terry, no one has pumpkin spice yet. I'm sorry.
Oh, but Terry, you can do what Jamie told us the last time we had our coffee chats, where I didn't even know, but I mean, I'm not a cook, but in the grocery store, in the spice section, you can get pumpkin spice and sprinkle a little bit in your coffee.
Yeah, we put it everywhere. Yeah, I've actually put it in my coffee grounds, so it
Nice.
brews. But this is the Starbucks pumpkin spice creamer that I have, and I got it a couple weeks ago when we went to Nashville. We drove, so I was like, well, I want to have like a special creamer. So now I'm very like, I associate smells to events and experiences. So now I'm drinking the pumpkin spice creamer, and it makes me think of being in Nashville, sitting outside, and the whole fun.
I do the same thing like that. Isn't that amazing? Like when I smell lavender, I think of my grandmother. Because when I was a kid, I would love going over there to help her with the dishes, because she had this little pump bottle with lavender soap in it, and we would use that. And so whenever I smell that, it's great. Yeah, I connect memories with smells as well.
Yeah.
Oh, fair warning to you, Jamie, and to everyone else. Because you and I have talked a little bit, but I am still getting over COVID at this time. So if I stand up and walk off, I'm just going to blow my nose or cough or something. I'm not leaving any of you, but just letting you know in case you see me step out of the picture for a minute.
Okay. Not to get too much farther off, but Jamie says there's a blueberry cobbler iced coffee.
Oh.
I was hesitant about that. And a couple of years ago, we had, there was a protein shake that I was drinking. It was like a cafe latte flavor, and somebody said to put blueberries in there. I was like,
I love blueberry.
It's actually really a good combination. Like something about the sweet and the bitter kind of taste of coffee. Like, I don't know. So Cheryl, it's okay if you wait until like later. I just do pumpkin spice all year round.
Oh, when I get the pumpkin stuff is when I go, usually with my best friend Jane, sometimes with my daughters, we will as well. But we have so many farms around here, and where we can pick apples, get pumpkins, and they always have like something pumpkin spice inside of their little shacks, their little sheds where they have the wood stove, and they cook stuff there, and it's just amazing. Usually the donuts, and they have like a spice on the donuts. Oh, homemade, can't beat that. But that usually
if anybody knows where to get a good pumpkin spice donut, I might need to make a drive for that. Yeah. I don't know of anybody that has one. I had an amazing.
Carol, I'll need to wait till next month because that's not happening yet. But next month, the farms will start having that stuff.
Yeah. I know that people showed up here because our topic today is about finishing your year strong in your business. So apparently it's the pumpkin spice show. For a little bit.
Well, we always talk about coffee. You always have such really cool ingredients and things to tell us about. I've learned so much about coffee since we've been doing
because you just drink your coffee black, right?
Me? No, I don't drink it black.
Oh, I thought that you did. You do put creamer in there. Oh,
no, my favorite thing is, no, this is not black. It's
okay.
Only if I'm on a strict diet, but then I just I can't stand it. My mother does. My mother drinks it black. I don't know how she does it, but she loves it. But no, my favorite thing is the Coffee Mate French vanilla creamer. So that's what I have in here right now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mine's probably about the same color. I don't even know if you can mine's down too far in there, but it's probably about that same color, except that it's frothier. So
yeah.
Anyway, so we've spent 10 minutes talking about coffee, so maybe we should go ahead and get to our topic now. So,
And get to business.
yeah. So if you have any questions, I will switch that here. We are talking about how to finish your business strong in 2023. What does that mean? You know, finishing strong is different for everyone. And we were just going to talk about and take your questions about how we finish. And Cheryl, thank you. It is called the coffee chat. So we're talking about coffee and specifically pumpkin spice coffee. So, but we just wanted to talk about, because I see a lot of questions coming up, and I'm starting to feel like a little bit of the anxiety, about, okay, I only have 4 months left. I had goals at the beginning of the year and I'm not meeting them. What do I do? And so I just kind of wanted, we thought we would talk about like how to finish the year, how you kind of regroup, how you look back at your goals that you had at the beginning of the year, like what can you do? I actually just looked up a goal that I had set about 8 weeks ago, and I'm a little short of my goal. So I was trying to think just this morning, like, okay, how can I be intentional, right? Because I think that that's like a big thing. How can I be intentional about now focusing a little bit more on that goal? Or I think sometimes we set these goals either that are really kind of like, I think you need to set unrealistic goals. Do you know what I mean? Like, you need to set some big goals. But I think sometimes we set these goals that I feel like sometimes aren't aligned with what we're trying to accomplish. We just think, oh, it would be fun to write a book, or whatever, whatever it is. Like, that's my
because we're
goal.
creative. We have so many
Yeah,
different
right.
ideas coming at us all the time.
And I think the end of the year, to finish out these last 4 months, we have 4 months left in 2023, is a good time to like reassess if the goals that you set made sense with what you're trying to accomplish, with your values, with what it is that you are trying to have happen. Because I think that that's different for everybody in their business. My income goal, my goal of how many parties I want to have, how many things I want to set, whatever, is going to be different because of where I am in my business. And I think that it's just different for everybody. So, yeah, Stacy says you need to reach higher. Yes. And push yourself outside of your box. And I definitely think that's true. You need some things that are going to get you excited about doing the things to get to them, because really a lot of the things that you have to do to get to them, they're like hard work, right?
Yeah.
But if you have a goal and you have a reason and you are really excited about why you want that goal to happen, then you're willing to be motivated and dedicated to do the stuff to get to there. So Cheryl says that she really needed this chat because she's been too laid back over the summer. I hear you, Cheryl, because it seems like this is my 4th summer, I guess. 2020, 21. Yeah, my 4th summer in my business. The first summer, pandemic, that was just kind of a different kind of summer. So I don't even like really count that one. But every year over the summer, I kind of feel like that too. I would much rather spend time outside, and it's a little more challenging to take your computer, take your stuff and work outside. So,
yeah.
So anyway, that's why we thought we would do this topic.
Yeah. I think it's a great one. My philosophy on goals is, I set big goals. And I mean, I'm a dreamer. I love goal setting. I love trying to reach for the stars, And so I'll set some big goals that seem unattainable. And I also will set, like medium-sized goals. And I'll also set little goals that I know I can definitely do that, because
Yeah.
that way I'm not stressed out if I don't hit that big, huge dream
Yes.
goal. And what I do with the big dream goals are I roll them over to the next month or the next quarter or the next
Yeah.
year. If I don't reach it, I'm still working. I still have big dream goals from a couple of years ago. I'm still working on. So
Right.
that's fine by me, but it gives me something to strive for. But I love the little attainable goals too, because it's one of those things that, you can check off your list because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to write it down, or I'm going to write the goal, put it in my Google Docs, whatever. And it's so wonderful and a great feeling to be able to check it off and be like, yeah, I reached. Sometimes you guys, hey, we're creative, right? So you can do this too. You may already do this, but sometimes I literally like draw like a goal chart, and I'll do like the red marker in it. I'll do like the stars all around it, and I'll hang it right on one of my walls in my office. So, I did that with my followers actually on my business page.
So you give
And
yourself
I
little
feel
stars like when you achieve your goals?
I just make it all pretty, like the top of the goal thing. But then I have like a little ladder kind of that crawls up, and then I'll take
Oh,
a
I like
mark.
that.
I actually put my marker, I'll tie a string on it, or I'll put like a little cup next to my goal chart. And then when I walk by, like for example, my followers on my business page, and I did this a couple years ago, it was awesome. And I did for like the whole year. I had a goal for my followers, and when I put it right next to my bathroom. So when I would walk in to go to my bathroom, I'm like, okay, I see that. And then, I'd check it in like, oh, I got 10 more. I did it like in tens, like chunks of tens. But I
Oh, and
remember
that
way
was how
back.
the marker. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was way back when I was trying to I had a goal of reaching 400 followers, and I'm beyond that now, but it was so amazing. And I found that chart the other day. It's really nice to go back and
Oh,
see,
fun.
hey, I did reach that goal. So pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That's what Michelle's saying here. She said that having them visible. And I
Yeah.
think for us as creative people, having them visible is definitely important, where you can see them and you can focus on them, because what you focus on grows, right?
Mhm.
So if your mind, like just like this morning, I looked at, and mine is a follower goal actually. So that's funny you were talking about that. And at the beginning of my course that I'm doing, I had all of them set goals that were realistic of what they could, but for some of them, that was a big stretch goal because they had never focused on that before. Right. So we are ending the course on Monday. We have our final celebration on Monday evening. So I went in and checked mine, and I think it was 49 followers short of what I had set my realistic goal. So that was kind of like a little wake up call, like, oh, wait a second, I'm not even keeping up with my consistent 2 followers a day. That's what I try to, 2 new followers, 2 new connections, and I'm not even keeping up with that. So I know some people grow faster than that and build their audience faster, but that has been my way of being consistent, just trying to do that 2 new followers. So between now and Monday, I've got a little bit of work to do to just have that focus and try to build that up. So I have Stacy said that she sets weekly goals and then long-term goals. So I like that I think that's kind of how Amy was
Yeah.
talking about, and that's kind of what I do
Yeah.
too, is I'll set the bigger goals and then I kind of like reverse engineer them to
Mhm.
set it out, what I need to do this
Mhm.
day to have me work towards. Really, that's kind of
Yeah.
like my income goal, right? If I have an income goal for the year, I need to like reverse engineer. Well, what does that look like? How do I, you know, set things up during the year to have that happen? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And I think that some people, this could be you or could not, but I think some of us get scared of writing down or just even dreaming up like
Yeah.
big goals because I think sometimes we're like, yeah, well, I would love to have this, but how's it going to happen? But really, I'm going to give you another for instance, right? I had a goal to be on a podcast. I'd like to start, being a guest star on some podcasts. And this was last year. And I just wrote it down on my goal sheet. I'm like, I don't know how that's going to happen. Right. I literally just the other day, even though I have COVID, I didn't know if I was going to make it through, but I literally just got done on this past Wednesday, recording my first podcast that I was a guest star on. But when I wrote that goal, I didn't have any idea, but like what you were just saying about how to reverse engineer things will, like, if you just go for it and write that big dream goal, things will start falling into place. And then you'll see opportunity, which is what happened with me, because the podcast was on top of mind, right?
It's what you were focusing on.
And so I would see opportunity out there, and it's like kind of manifests, right? But you have to take the action when you see the opportunities. And then I do a lot of what you were talking about as well, Jamie, with like reverse engineering things as well. So don't be afraid to set the big goals.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Jerry. I'm gonna go ahead and ask. We've got 14 people watching right now. I'm going to go ahead and ask everybody to put a goal that they have in mind that they want to reach before the end of the year. And I know for some that would probably, wait a second, we're public here. This is a live page. This is, for everybody to see. Just like Amy said, I think when you're bold like that and I suggest not only you type it up here, but you write it down somewhere, because that connection of writing it down and you seeing it is really strong. I encourage you to do that, because here's the other thing. You're one of 14. You've got 13 other people that are watching that would be able to encourage you, that are right here. So Estella says that she would like more followers. So Estella, I would challenge you to be a little bit more specific, because if you get 1 follower, that's more, right? You need to set a number. And if your goal is 2 per day, like mine is, I can very realistically figure out from now until the end of the year, how many days is that times 2, and that's how many followers so that's how I kind of like set my goals. I'll have the number, reverse engineer it, which is my 2 per day, and then I can come up with the number. So Jamie has a goal I know we've talked about. Yeah.
Jamie, am I freezing for you? On my end, you're freezing and cutting out. So I don't know if it's my computer, but I missed a good chunk of what you were saying about their goal setting for followers. So is it just me, you guys? Or what was Jamie a little bit glitchy for you? I'm just wondering if it's my computer. Just trying to see, because this is an awesome conversation and I don't want to miss out.
You weren't cutting out for me, so yeah, I'm curious if that was anybody else. So yeah, Stacy says it's you.
It is me. Oh, okay.
Amy says not glitchy. Okay.
Thanks, ladies.
Not freezing.
Okay. Hopefully you can all see and hear me okay. Do I look okay to you, Jamie?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you weren't glitching out or anything for me.
Okay.
So Jamie and I have already talked. She has this goal of 1,000 followers, which that's her big stretch goal. But she did reverse engineer 2 per day, and she also is coming up a little bit short for our meeting on Monday. And so we've already kind of started talking a little bit about that. And, but setting those big goals, but then having that daily consistency of doing the 2 per day, that's what's really helped me too. And then some days, months, weeks, I have more than that. And that's how I'm actually at a higher follower number than I should be at 3.5 years in with just 2 people per day.
Yeah.
Right.
That's great.
So yeah, it works out that way.
Yeah. You have a good strategy to teach your people, Jamie, on how to grow a following. That's awesome. And you all can use my strategy too. Make that goal sheet for your if you're a creative
warrior. I love the little ladder idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I have the goal sheet for you if you're in my membership. Creative Warriors is I give you everything that I do. But all of you listening here, you can do that. Make your own little goal sheet for your followers and stick it right by your bathroom. So just think when you're going to the bathroom, people will follow me to the bathroom, right? You'll make this like connection and see it all the time. And then you can use, for those of you that are all about following Jamie and in her course and stuff. I mean, she's got a great plan on how you can do that. But that goal sheet will just really keep it top of mind for you.
Yeah.
And it will happen.
It just keeps it in focus.
Yeah.
So I do not remember right off who it is that owns the ADK Creative Works, because some people are showing up as their business page, and I don't remember right off. So I prefer to have the faces and the names of the real people, so I don't connect all the time the business names. So I know some of them, but so she said that she stays bold, motivated every day, look at it as her job, which it is for us, right? That are doing it full time, and not think that she's not good enough. So I love that. She has almost 1,900 followers, so she knows that she is. So,
congratulations.
yeah, that's awesome. Oh, Sue, that's right. I was trying to think. It seemed like it was an S name, but I couldn't think. So, oh, Sue, that's fine. I just couldn't think about. So, oh, Tammy just popped on. Tammy's who I'm rooming with in Texas in a couple weeks. So I'm so excited.
Oh, lucky bum. You guys are going to have so much fun. Yeah.
So we've talked a little bit about goals and kind of how to set those up. Oh, Tammy's have pumpkin spice too. So we've talked about kind of like setting goals for the end of the year. And, I think one of them definitely is an income goal. Hopefully you have some type of income goal, because we're a business. So that has to be top of mind. Now, the reasons that you want that income goal should be not just because you want the income. They should be what you want to do with that, what would have happened because of that income, and, how you can help people, how you can, whatever, make someone's life better because of that income goal.
I mean, and that's really the only way to make income. You got to increase the quality of someone's life in some way. No matter what it is you're offering.
That's true. That's true. Oh, I've got all my pumpkin spice people coming up. So Tony got some pumpkin spice creamer I saw, and she is having pumpkin spice too. Oh, let me pull up Michelle's goal here. So if you're just popping on, I asked everybody to put in their goal for the end of the year, and just like be bold and put it in here, and people will encourage you. She says her goal is to create a 1 long-form YouTube video each week to help grow her YouTube channel. I'm curious how many of you have a YouTube channel. I have one, but I'm not actively trying to grow it. So 500 subscribers by the end of the year. That's awesome, Michelle.
Yeah, I think we could start our own band, like our pumpkin spice band, because we have so many. Yeah, Michelle, no doubt you can do it. You can do it. I know you can. I love YouTube. I just don't. I'm only one person, so I don't have. We're all like that when we don't have a big team behind us. But YouTube is my second go-to. Facebook's my number one social, and then YouTube's my second.
And Sue was asking that. Let me pull hers up. She was asking, what is the best platform to focus on if you were going to pick just one?
For me, I kind of just said that. I found so much success as an artist on Facebook, and that's where I built my business of selling my own art, and where I gathered, actually they found me, all of these artists that were asking me, how you doing this? How are you making a living with your art? So hence the reason why I started my membership. But so that's, for me, that's my own personal journey of how I got here, was with Facebook. But there's so many. I mean, you could do Instagram or YouTube, or what. I think it's whatever you really like to be on the most for social, whatever you feel is like the most comfortable way to work. Some people who love to talk are on, I'm on all the socials, but like I said, I can only light a fire in one spot at a time. But if you really love to talk, you could even check out Clubhouse. There's a lot of people growing huge followings on Clubhouse even. So
Yeah.
but anyway, to answer it in short, for me, it's Facebook. I don't know. What about you, Jamie?
Yeah, I was going to say, and Michelle kind of said the same thing that you were saying, like focus on the one that you love being on. And I will add to that, I think whatever one you pick.
Yeah.
Like, so it's kind of the same thing. I have also picked Facebook to focus on. Like, that's where I focus on growing. That's where, I mean, honestly, there's so many different people on so many different social platforms. Your audience of people that you can attract could be anywhere.
Yeah.
I've just chosen to focus on Facebook. That's where I am the most. That's what I've learned to navigate the easiest. So I think once you choose, then you learn how to use it the best that you possibly can so that you can leverage it. So, I try to leverage all of the new things that they have on Facebook because I want to learn how to navigate it better.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things that I've gotten really excited about, and this is, totally different topic of another stream of income really, is the performance bonus that they start offering. And I think we talked last time a little bit about that, but that I've seen a lot of increase in engagement, and I've had that for a month now. So, and they did offer it again. So, who knows? You pick the platform and then you get good at using it. And I've seen people that have gotten so good at using their platform, they teach other people. And I will just give you what Amy and I have already figured out. If you can teach people how to make money, getting what they want, right? Then your money, your income takes care of itself.
Yeah.
There are lots of different ways to make money, but that's kind of what I've figured out. If you can help the people who also want to make money, you're going to have a more engaged audience of people to be able to do that. I love doing the art and teaching people to be creative, but there's also a whole group of people, like the people who are showing up here, that I like to work with because of that. Yeah. So
I jumped on the performance bonus bandwagon as well, and that's what I was I'm going to give a little quick social tip inside of my membership about that as well, because I think it's a pretty cool one. It's for both, right? It's for both, but I can't just for me, I can't get it on my business page because they still think I don't live in this country. So I've had an issue on my business page for a while with monetization. But I can get it on my profile, and that's if you are in professional mode.
Yes. That's exactly what I was going to say, Sue. So you have to be in professional mode, and just go into your monetization and just go in there and check every once in a while and see what you're eligible for and see what they're willing to, they're leveraging you as a creator to be able to help them keep people on Facebook. So why not go ahead and allow them to, it's like a win-win kind of thing, right? You're helping them to have people engage in Facebook, and then they're paying you to be able to do that. So, yeah. So I was going to pull up. So Stacy says that she has a goal of a membership. So that is awesome.
I'm curious to know what Stacy does. Like, what kind of stuff do you do? What are you good at? What are you thinking about?
And I was gonna go the same place. Like, have you asked questions of your audience? Are people already asking you to have a membership, to have more? Like, what are they asking you? Because a membership, I think, is an awesome idea because it creates a steady income, which for an entrepreneur, that's like a big deal. That was one of my hang-ups about not starting my own business, was how do I have a consistent income?
Yeah.
But you do need to prove the concept first.
Yeah. So I want to go back to what you asked her as well, like what her audience is asking her for. Because that's what happened to me, Stacy. Is like I was
Mhm.
selling my own paintings, making a living with my art consistently for like 3 years straight in a row, and other artists started noticing that, so they would follow
Right.
me, they would message me, they would say, how are you doing that? Or can you, a lot of them asked me, can you take my paintings and sell them and I'll give you a commission?
Oh,
And you know, initially I thought about it, but then I quickly decided no. I mean, that's so much work, right? And how would I still be able to sell my own? But by those questions of people asking me, that's why I decided to create Creative Warriors membership, because then I can show each individual artist all of the ways that I did that. So they
yeah.
can use those strategies for their own business. And there's many different ways. Like I only show ways that I've proven, um but yeah, going back to what you said, Jamie, I think that's a really good clue for all of us,
Yeah.
especially when we want to go the first step or the next step or whatever. Like, what are your people that are following you engaging in? What are they asking?
Yeah.
What are they
If
interested in?
right. If they're wanting more of you, then that's a clue, a signal for you that you can create something to fill that gap that, they're looking for. So
Yeah.
before somebody else does. Yeah. So I think the goal of a membership is a great idea. And I was going to mention, I have talked about this inside of CBOB, which is my Creative Business Owner Basics, which I know a lot of people on here are in there. But Jeff Walker, right now, who is the king of launching anything, is having a workshop right now. And he just did the different types of launches and kind of where you are in your business, what type of launch you would like to, that would be most successful for you if you're launching something like a membership. So if you are not already in there, put a comment or something and I can get you the link and be able, he's got a question answer tomorrow and then another webinar on Sunday. So talking about, and you can get all the content and the videos, and he's done it so well this year. I'm not going to go off too much on his thing, but they're short little videos and I love the way that they're laid out this year. This is the
And
fourth
he
time that
has
I've
a very calming
oh
personality, like you do, Jamie. You have I
well,
mean, your personality is different than Jeff Walker,
yeah,
but he
but
has
maybe
a
that's
nice.
why I like following him, because like he did his
Yeah,
question and answer the other day, it looked like in his house, and it was just very,
yeah,
and that one was a little bit longer, but he was just real casual, and it was just this conversation between him and his tech guy. And but the content videos this year are bite-sized little, you can just go right to the video that you want to watch about the certain content. But he talks about launches, specifically the 3 different kinds. That was yesterday, and it was really good. So Stacy, I think if you are not signed up for that yet, let me know and I can get you that link and everything, because I think that would be helpful if you're thinking about doing a membership to be successful, because there's a whole build up. If you want to be successful, that you kind of need to think ahead. We're
yeah.
talking about this reverse engineering. So here, I wanted to pull
So
up Tammy's goal. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna, we'll pull up Stacy's after, because I was asking her what she was, both of you and I were asking her what she was thinking about. So just reading it quickly, it kind of sounds like you might be kind of in my boat, Stacy, where you're trying to teach other artists how to make money with their art.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah.
So Tammy says her end of the year goal is to relaunch her fundamentals of acrylic painting, which is awesome. Everything is already done. I just need to throw in a couple bonus seasonal sessions. Awesome. So it sounds like you've already
I
kind
love
of
the
got it.
name, Tammy.
I know.
I think
Yeah.
the name is awesome. And Tammy, you're amazing. I think you're going to do great at that. And isn't it so wonderful to, like Tammy said, like everything's already done? Like I sent out an email this morning, right? Some of you, I'm sure, probably got it. And it was just like fun happenings with Amy Parker Art. But like Tammy, I try and save things, and I am starting my launch already for Creative Warriors, which we open, at the end of next month. But I have
Yeah,
a
so
lot
a
of
month
that
ahead.
stuff. Yeah. So I have a lot of that stuff, like Tammy was talking about, like already saved. So I'm like going
Yeah.
back through my emails, my Google Docs. It's like, oh boy, this is like a weight off this year.
Yes. Yeah, once you do it the first time, then it's a lot less work. So I wanted to pull up Debbie's because I knew that Debbie is planning a launch of her membership on her birthday, which is September, is it 5th, Debbie? I know that she's in my course right now and she's talked about that that's when she was going to do it. So she's been,
What's their membership?
it's a painting membership, but I don't know how much she shared exactly about what she's going to be doing. So yeah. Let's see. I missed a bunch
Sorry,
of
I'm trying
comments
to
here.
let the cat out of the bag. Sorry.
Yeah, no. So Cheryl said that she got her first payout, so that is awesome. Let's see. Oh yeah, so Stacy's here. I found it. Just do reels. Don't put just in front of there, Stacy. There are other people who don't do reels at all. So I currently do reels, but I want to do more tutorials. I'm making a living selling my art. I know I need consistency of a membership. So more like what are talking about teaching, I need to fill the gap. But yep, start working on the idea. Awesome. Yep. So Sue, I will get you that link for Jeff Walker. My scroll is going really weird, so I'm trying to. Cheryl is planning on doing a workshop by mid-October. Perfect. So she set a date, what it is, schedule more studio time to do more of a painting for a collection. Love that. Let's see. Oh, lots of memberships we've got going on. So had one, yeah. Love to do so I can be happy and financially stable. Awesome, Sue. Love that.
Yeah, and plus she already had some success with it before, so that's great,
So so Debbie says September 4th through 5th is the Creative Palette.
What a great name.
I love that. Yeah. So it kind of fits in with her business name. So I love that. So very good. Well, let us know if you have questions specifically about, kind of what your goals are and things like that and how, but I know for me, I usually set the goal and it has to be something that I'm excited about and that wants to pull me to do the work to get there. And, I have this goal of, and I already know that I can achieve it because I did it last year, to have a retreat again for my Create students. And I have already been talking about it. I have 17 people signed up. And a couple of days ago, I got this idea to do something special and do kind of a giveaway. And yesterday, I announced 3 people who had already signed up that I would refund their deposit because they had agreed to. And so I did a little celebration video. I don't know if you saw that when I had my little popper thing and just made it fun. And that comes across when you're excited about something and you're enthusiastic about it. That comes across and it attracts the people who would be interested in what it is. Where if you just, I need to make money, that also comes across as, they sense that, like people sense that. So to have a goal and be excited about it and enthusiastic about it and have a reason why you're doing it, I almost always attach income goals to some type of experience. For me, that is, especially if it's travel related. For me, that performance bonus is specifically tied to a goal at the end of September to take my husband away for a couple of days for his birthday and pay for it with that performance bonus money. So I have gone through the 1 month and, kind of see, a realistic goal of what that would look like to have the performance bonus money pay for that trip. So that's how I kind of associate and connect those goals together. I'm willing to do the work and to get excited about making the posts and, doing all the work and everything because it's attached to that experience that I want to provide for my husband for his birthday. So yeah, Stacy, I like that, passionate. Yeah, that's a good word. So that's
Sorry, I
how
had to
I
follow.
kind of approach, having like an income goal or an income goal or, some type. I have to be excited about what does that mean? What experience, if it's an income goal, what benefit is it going to be to the people that I want to try to help? And I get excited about them like reaching their goals. And I'm sure you have some of that too, Amy, with the people that you help out. Like it's exciting to be able to know how what you're doing is helping them.
Guess what? I just got a text from Michelle. You pulled up her question or a comment earlier. I just had to. I know she's not going to care if I read it, but it's so cute. She's like, "Great job this morning. I had to hop up early, but I really enjoyed the conversation while I was there." You're welcome,
Oh,
Michelle, and I hope that all of you do too. That's awesome.
yeah. No, that's good. I think that when we get comments like that, it's almost like this little pat on the back for us or something like, just like when people show up here and encourage each other,
Yeah.
we need those little like injections of encouragement like that. Yeah.
Well, then we can gauge, like, hey, people are enjoying it,
Mhm.
So other than follower goals and launching your membership goals, anybody else have any other goals, or do you want to even be more specific? Do you have any questions about a step towards your goal or anything like that? Just curious.
Jamie says she wishes this was every week. Yeah, we just decided on every other week. It's we've both got
That's
our own
awesome.
businesses and things that we're doing, so we just decided kind of alternating the every other week would fit into what we're already doing. So oh, Stacy said she already reached a goal, so then you got to set a new goal. So she reached the 1,000 followers. So hopefully you had a celebration of some kind for that, because I think that's another thing tied to goals. Set them and set up, rewards of some kind when you reach them and celebrate them. So
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if we don't celebrate, then it's not going to motivate us to keep
yeah.
going, right? I mean, I know we talked a bit about passion, which is super important. Like, you need to be passionate about what you're doing, but you also need to pat yourself on the back or
Yeah.
get yourself a pumpkin spice coffee if you hit a small goal or whatever it is, right? Give yourself a little treat and celebrate.
Yeah, I play those kind of games with myself all the time. Like, okay, I'm going to sit here for the next half an hour and I'm going to go through my emails or whatever it is. And then I'm going to go sit outside for 10 minutes. So it's like my break. And I talk about breaks and rest and how important that is inside of my course. But I do those kind of things all the time. So my reward is I want to go sit outside now, but I have stuff to do. So I do whatever it is, and then I reward myself by being able to go
Yeah,
outside. So
that's awesome.
very good. I
Debbie
was
has
going
a
to pull up,
question. I'm not sure if I completely understand.
which one are you reading?
I'm looking at Debbie where she says confused about, yeah.
Yeah, that was the one that I was going to pull up.
I'm not sure
So
if I
Debbie, a lot of that,
understand how she wrote that.
yeah, a lot of those answers are inside the Create course. That there are bonus videos of how to do some of those kind of different things that she's talking about. But I think a lot of that is tied to, have you proven the concept? Are you talking specifically to the person that you're trying to attract? And what I mean by that is, have you gotten to really know that person that you're trying to attract? Like, do they drink pumpkin spice coffee? Like, really? Like, you want to know specifically, like, where do they shop? What kind of problems are they having? What is it that they like to do? Like, you need to ask those questions and know the people that you're trying to attract so that you can speak to them very specifically. And that's how then you attract people. So I think that that's part of it. And then the logistics of having them in a Facebook group, I'm not sure if that's the way that you want to launch. Jeff Walker's 3 different types of launches, I think, would be very helpful with how you're trying to. I always recommend to start simple. So
Yeah.
if having a landing page, if having a Facebook group sounds too complex, then do it simpler. Because that frustration of being overwhelmed with too many complexities, right, will come through. And then people will feel that, they'll sense that, and then they might not want to join a group when you're already coming across as feeling, keep it simple. Why not talk about your membership on your Facebook page where you already had people? It does not have to be inside of a group. Right? So if you're thinking about launching live, do it from your business page. That's where your audience already is. The pulling people into a group, that's a whole nother, that's like for the second or third or the fifth time that you launch something, right? When you talk about your membership. Like, I don't know if that's going all off onto like how to launch kind of idea. But is that kind of the process that you followed, Amy, that you started like on your business page whenever you're like when you launched your Creative Warriors?
So unfortunately, my computer keeps glitching again. I got bits and pieces of what you were saying, and now I am understanding what you pulled up, what Debbie's asking here, because it's like 2 different questions. But initially, when I started growing my following, gaining a large collector base, selling paintings, things like that, I didn't even have a business page I was working on. I just went live on my profile, and then I funneled all of those art lovers of mine into a group, and I had great success with my own art collectors group, which I teach them how to set up. But then when it comes to Creative Warriors, where I am, it's a different aspect of my business. So instead of selling to my collectors, now I'm trying to, Creative Warriors, I'm helping artists understand how to use social media to make money with their art and how to promote themselves and be a self-representing artist.
So it's a different,
I started, so I would say, Jamie, for the most part, yes, I was talking about it on my business page. And also like individual conversations, like through Messenger and stuff, because remember how I was saying a lot of these artists, they would
they were asking you questions,
and then they would ask me questions. So then I would, kind of reach out that way as well. And I was a different situation as far as most people that have one kind of goal for their business. Some people are like me, and you have different like branches
that's how
off of your umbrella, right? But with my business page, and remember, I had most success with my group initially, but then I kind of backtracked and started working on my page. But so then I was speaking to 2 different audiences. So, it was a little bit confusing, but I did kind of really had those conversations going. And I had a list of artists who would talk to me on a regular basis that were interested in that. And it was great because I got to ask them more personalized questions. So when they would say to me, Amy, can you take these paintings of mine, sell them for me, and I'll give you a commission? And I didn't want to do that because I knew first off, that's going to take so much time away from my own paintings and creations and talking to my own customers. And I knew that I would only be able to help 1, 2, maybe 3 people. So if that's why I decided to create the membership to
Yeah.
help multiple
To a
artists
bigger group.
who would like to do that. But it was great to have the personal conversations, because I'm like, I'm not saying no to hurt your feelings or anything like that, but I think it would be more valuable if I gave you the tools or showed you how I did this myself, so that you don't have to rely on me or anybody else,
Yes.
like, or a gallery fees or whatever. You can do it for yourself. And then, so after having so many conversations with artists like that, and they were very receptive to that, then I'm like, okay, I should start a membership. I think it's really going to help people. So that's kind of how my journey with that started.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully
And
that helps. I don't know if that helps, but
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think so. Debbie, I think that what's difficult on a live video like this, and what Amy and I try to provide, we can't really explain the how to. In this kind of format, just doing a interview type style, we can't really explain the how to. And that's why Amy and I both offer things like my Create course, like her Creative Warriors, where we invite you in. So I would just try to suggest, Debbie, that you go over to the Create course before we end on Monday, ask those questions in there so that we can try to help you, and I can try to point you to the things that are already in the course that would help. But I just want to go back to saying, you have to do it simple.
Yeah, I agree with
If
that wholeheartedly.
something,
Like, start simple.
if
One
you're
step at
having
a time.
so much resistance in trying to figure technology out, do it simple. If you can face to face talk to somebody on a Facebook Live on your business page, the only thing, and I want everybody who's starting anything to hear this, the only thing that you need is a way for them to pay you. All you need is a PayPal link. Keep it simple. I have made more income from just providing a PayPal link to people than having a fancy landing page. I don't want to, myself as a consumer, I don't want the fancy landing page with the question and all the pictures and where I can see that somebody spent a lot of time. That's not what gets me to push the button to buy something. Face-to-face connection, individual conversations like Amy's talking about, where all you have to do is give them a PayPal link, that's what gets people. Or at least the kind of people that I want to connect with are those individual kind of relationships and connections like that. So Amy, I'll talk, or Debbie, I'll talk more with you about that inside the Create course, because I know that that's coming up really soon. But keep it simple. If you're having resistance on something, especially technology, keep it simple. All that you need is a PayPal link. All that you need is, that's how you get money. When I talk in the CBOB group, every Monday I ask, what is your income producing activity? People will tell me all the things that they're doing. I would say probably 1 out of 10 involves anything that says I put a PayPal link in a post. Yeah.
Yeah.
Income producing means that you are giving them a link to pay you. Income producing does not mean creating a Canva graphic. Income producing does not even mean necessarily creating a sales page. Income producing is not you creating a free group. Income producing is not you commenting on everybody. Income producing means that you're given a PayPal link. So,
or your Venmo or whatever you have means to pay. Your Square, your You know, they have a new thing out now, Clover. I don't know too much about it, but I know my art association here uses it at the gallery. They showed me quickly, but I'm like, oh, that looks like a square machine. They're like, oh, it's better than a square, but I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know too much about it right now. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what Jamie's saying, that she's done a landing page, but she hasn't really used it. She just gives the link to exactly. She just gives the link to have people pay. I don't need to see all the stuff. I need for you to tell me what the benefit and the value of what you're offering is, and then I'll give you money. And I think most people, if you can talk to them that way and they know that you're going to give them something of value, they'll pay you. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you have start simple. So what, we've been on here about an hour. What other things that we want to talk about goals, Amy?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think we did a great job here. I think we covered a lot of bases. I was reading the comments earlier too, and I really loved what everyone was saying on how they celebrate their wins, whether it's celebrating with their kids, and there were so many different ones in there, which was pretty cool. You know, I'm a big time goal setter, and like I said initially, I love to set 3 different tier types of goals. You know, so just kind of to like recap on that, is I like to set a big goal that I think is like, geez, how am I going to reach this? And you don't need to know how. Just if you feel a desire for this goal, write it down.
Yep.
And then you can write some like intermediate type of goals, and then some goals that you know they're attainable. You're going to push yourself a little bit each day so you can reach these goals and grow your business. So I mean, I don't know if there's anything in particular that you want to ask me. Go for it, but nothing else really is popping on the top of my brain here. It's nice to know that you all are you know, passionate about what you're doing, and so many of you are thinking about, you know, what you want to offer your people, and you know, trying to figure out the direction that you want to go. One thing I'll say about goal setting as well is basically like a business. Like the goals we are working to, you know, grow our businesses, right? But just like business, and sometimes we have to pivot, sometimes we have to do that with goals too. So if you know, like the way to get there, right? So if that happens and you like reverse engineer a goal, like Jamie and I were talking about earlier, and then you're like, okay, I'm getting there, but no, this isn't working. Sometimes you have to be smart enough to recognize that and pivot that path to get to the goal. But you know, eventually you keep being persistent and being passionate about it, you'll get there.
Yeah, it makes me think of when we were traveling a couple of weeks ago to Nashville. I'm driving along and there's, you know, it's kind of like a GPS. Your goal is your GPS of where you're headed, right? And so we're driving along and there's construction. And I was going straight. Well, straight was the exit. So I get off on the exit. And, you know, most times you can just get right back onto the highway. Well, since they were doing construction, that exit was closed. So I had to put in my GPS and it rerouted me, and it added a half an hour to my drive because I had to reroute. But I still got home, you know, we still got to the place that, so sometimes you have to kind of like reroute and pivot. And
that's a really good example, Jamie, of how to pivot. Yeah. I like that example.
But if I would have gotten off the exit and sat there at the gas station and said, oh, I'm so frustrated that, you know, and I did do a little bit of that. I'm so frustrated. If I just sat there and complained about it, I'm stuck. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
We just rerouted, we put it in, and, you know, and it kind of took us in, and we just had to add that extra half an hour to there. But I think that it's the same sometimes when I've felt stuck because of technology mainly, or whatever it is, I have to kind of get up and walk away and just take a little bit of a break. And like you know, how can I redo this? And then I can kind of come back rested and with fresh eyes. And oh, let me do it this way. Let me reroute. Let me take an easier way. And, because I couldn't go
Yeah.
through that construction, I had to go around it and figure out a different way. So, yeah.
Yeah. Good
The other thing
example.
that I was just going to say,
I just noticed what Stacy said. I wanted to say to Stacy, just brainstorm on that, pray about it, meditate on it, things like that. In be aware when you're on social what people are saying and how they're responding to you, and you'll get more clarity that way.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, Jamie. I just thought that was a good.
No, I just saw hers there too. Stacy, I would say get clear on what makes you you. I have people sending me ideas, memes, all kinds of stuff about pumpkin spice because that is something that I like. It makes me unique. It's something that I talk about, so I kind of have like 5 certain things that I talk about a lot, right? And the clearer that you are on who you are and what makes you unique and how you uniquely deliver things, that could be another way to kind of figure out what you're offering may be exactly the thing that other people offer. But the way that you do it is unique. The way that you explain it, the theme, branding, all of that is the way that you do it. So, yeah.
Really good
the
point.
Other thing that I was
how can you offer it differently? How can you do it differently?
In your unique way.
Think about, yes.
Yeah. The last thing that I was just going to say is I think sometimes we, I definitely follow people who are doing things that I want to do, right? The trip to Nashville was so that I could get in the room with people who are doing things that I want to do, bigger things, getting me closer to my goal. Sometimes I don't even know exactly what that is, but I did show up in Nashville and I did get to do something that night during that get together of being in the room that I wasn't expecting. I made new connections. I don't know where those new connections might lead. And it was me getting into the room. But at the same time, I can't do the things right now in the same way that person that I'm following is doing them because it wouldn't work for me right now in my business. So with all of you who are following both of us, we're doing things right now I didn't do 3 years ago when I first started in my business. Does that make sense? Like I had to start very simple. What I do now is different. It probably looks more complex and more complicated, but that's not how I started. I started very simple. I did exactly how Amy was talking about, talking to people one-on-one. I had my little list on a note card. I didn't have a landing page. I didn't have a free group. I didn't do a private group that I try to pull people in. I just kept it simple.
You guys, I didn't even have a website. I didn't even have a website.
I still don't have a website.
I didn't even have a business page.
Yeah.
I didn't have a website, I didn't have a business page, and I was selling paintings left and right. It's like, seriously? And without spending a dime on ads within those 3 years.
I've still never, yeah. So I
so
wanted
it
to
totally
end,
can be functional.
Yeah. I wanted to end with what Cheryl said here. So with my Create course, I purchased the 5 a.m. Club book for all of them, and they read that during the course. So this quote that she pulled out, small, daily, seemingly insignificant improvements, when done consistently over time, do yield staggering results. And so that's Robin Sharma, a quote from his 5 a.m. Club book. And that is what it's about. Yes.
Yeah, what a great quote.
Set the big goals, but you have to just do the consistent things daily, even when you don't see the progress, even when you don't see anything, just do that's why that 2 per day, that's the consistent recipe that I use, do a post every day, or, whatever your recipe is of what that consistency is, something that you can maintain. because the longer that you sit there and try to figure things out without doing things, those small, insignificant things every day, you will stay stuck and I'll be ahead making money. I mean, yeah, I've made all kinds of money not knowing at all what I'm doing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have it all figured out either.
Yeah.
Even when I start a new venture within my business, I usually don't have it all figured out. I just,
Yeah.
have a passion for it. I feel it in my gut. I'm very persistent and I just go for it and then
Yeah.
figure out how to engineer it as I'm
Yeah.
working on it. Yeah.
Yep. And just keep it simple. So, yep.
Yep.
Carol, that's an awesome quote. So, yeah. And Tracy read the book too. She said that was one that she wrote down to remind her. Yeah, it is. That's really what you see me doing are those small, insignificant things every single day. As much as possible, not perfect, but just consistent. Yeah. So, very good. Well, I was going to look at the calendar just to make sure because I know in 2 weeks we are on your page and I don't think that it conflicts with when I'm going to be out of town, but I wanted to check and make sure. Yeah, so I leave that Sunday
I
afterwards.
have a glitch with my computer. As you know, you keep freezing. I'm going to have to reboot it after we jump off. But I think I'm going to look on my Google Calendar on my phone because I think I might have jury duty the next time we have.
Okay.
Let me just take a look.
So that would be September 8th.
Okay, so today's my brother's birthday. I gotta message
Oh.
him. Nope, it's okay. So September 8th is good because
Okay.
I gotta go to court the week after that. So we're good. We're good that one. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just check.
Very good. Well, thank you all for showing up today and the great conversation. I'm going to go back and take a look at all of those. I'm excited to see like all your goals and everything. So if you didn't get a chance to put that in the comments so that other people can encourage you, go ahead and do that. And I'll go back through and get ideas for how to celebrate too, because I think I missed a couple of those in there too. So
yeah,
very good. We'll have a great weekend, and we'll be looking forward to seeing what kind of goals you accomplish before the end of the year. So very good. Bye, everybody.
Cheers.